Hello, this is a tutorial on how to search for your log files for issues that may be happening in your phone system. And this can be anything from dropped calls to failed calls, your call cannot be completed, to, inbound calls reaching the system and so on. You're going to see more in the log files than you would in the CDR. And let me show you how to navigate the log files. Especially in version 14 and beyond, it's much easier with the filter option. So I guess first of all, you want to narrow in on a phone call. So either you need to get the phone number from the customer or the time. So I typically start in the CDR, and it's easier to search. Let's just say customer calls in, says I'm having issues dialing out. I'm getting an error message, your call cannot be completed. What can you do for me? I would first try to find that call in the CDR. So let's just say it happened today, and they say I was trying to dial, this phone number right here. So destination is the phone number that someone's dialing. And I'm just going to change this to contains to make it a little broader, and I'm going to increase my result limit to 600. If they give you a time, it's certainly nice to be able to narrow it down. I'll just leave this for all of today. Do a search, right? And so here I have 4 calls with no answer. And the customer says, yeah, this matches up to my failed calls. So what I'm going to do is each phone call has a unique system ID. I'm going to click on that system ID, and that call is going to basically pop open. And it's going to show you kind of everything that happens in that call, but you're still not getting as much information as you can. So the next step on the far right, you see channel. Now the channel is going to give you another identifier. I'm going to copy that. So it's just that 9, 10-digit number. I don't need to keep the SIP/110 dash. I'm just going to take what's after that, and I'm going to copy that. And that's going to be able to help me find this in the log files, and I'm going to get a lot more data on what's happening for this phone call. So I copy it, and then I go up to my asterisk log files, and right away we're on full, and it's going to show you the last 500 lines, and then I've got a filter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that filter, I'm going to paste that unique code in my filter, and then I'm going to increase this lines quite a bit. Now don't increase your lines first because the system will eventually time out and you'll have to start over again. So put your filter in, increase your lines, hit show. Right now we're narrowing in on the phone call. So now we can see there's another identifier right here. I'm going to take this identifier, so I'm kind of drilling down, so the C-00006423, and I'm going to search by that. It's going to give me even more information on this phone call. So you kind of got to work your way through, you go to the CDR, you find your code, you come here, you find another code, and then you search again. Now here's the whole phone call. So basically, here's the number we're dialing. You can see 110 is dialing it. And you can walk your way through all of this if you like. The majority of this is not things that are matter with a call failing. It tells you the caller ID and so on, the system's sending out. Typically what you're looking at for is at the end of this phone call. So it starts at, obviously the top is the start of the phone call. And these are all the things that happen for this phone call to occur. Now you don't need to memorize any of these things. The vast majority of them don't actually matter to you. So we're just going to search, we're just going to keep scrolling on down. And typically if a call fails, that's going to be towards the end of your search. So we're still going, I don't see anything. Now look at this right here. We're getting towards the middle. So we're calling our SIP trunk, BCM1 SIP, and in yellow, and this can also be something you want to look for, kind of that color change, you see that we're getting a forbidden response from our SIP trunk. And you've got the time here. So right away, right, we're starting to see why nothing's going on. And then there's 2 trunks on this system, so then it fails over to the second trunk, and then it goes through basically the same process, and you get the exact same thing for trunk number 2. at that point, it's really helpful to just copy and paste these codes right here, copy and paste these lines right here, and then send this, to the SIP carrier and say, am I sending the wrong digits? Do I have a setting wrong in my system? Now you couldn't see this from the CDR. You had to get into the log files to really see what's going on with this system. And using the filter code, you're able to get some information there. And you can filter by all sorts of things. If you're looking for how many phones go, if you're having issues with phones, maybe some audio, do a search for lagged. And you're going to see if any phones go lag. Now, you don't want to see anything there. If you want to see if things are dropping offline, search for unreachable. It's all capitals for unreachable. Right? See if you're getting things dropping off. Nothing there. So, that's good. You don't want to look for those things. But there are some other codes, words you can search for if you're not looking for specific phone calls. And if you want to look back in days, so if you click on this drop-down menu for full, you can see, you can go back about a week. So if you click on full, the 14th, this is going to give you information from yesterday, right? So you're going to search through there. So you can see, extension 301 did go unreachable, at around 9 o'clock in the morning. And then if you want to search the day before that, just go to the 13th, do a search for that, unreachable. You can also, as I mentioned, search for lagged. In that case, just the L is capitalized. All right, 301, once again, around 10 o'clock goes unreachable. So you can start to see patterns here. I saw one the other day of a customer complaining about a phone, and you get in here and you search unreachable, and that phone is going unreachable every 5 minutes. Just that phone. So it's something either network-wise or the phone itself is having issues. And this is also where you can, if you're using the Clearly, the new CQ50 series phones, this is also where you're going to be able to search your logs here for phones checking in, MAC addresses checking in. But, this really is the best way to get information as to what is happening to a phone call. Either dropped calls or bad audio. You can see some of that in here as well in terms of, which is hanging up first. So hopefully that's helpful. Hope you have a great day.